Kelvin, Milo's 10 assists, 0 turnovers. His efficiency in keeping the offense moving, how big is that for you guys?
Well, having, that's a good story in itself, but, if you notice that our assist to basket ratio, tonight we had 23 assists, 32 baskets. Milos is so comfortable doing that. He doesn't care about his stats. Other people may, but he certainly doesn't. But having playmakers like him and Milos and Kingston, guys that can make baskets, like these two guys up here that are flanking me, and then the attention to detail. We watch film of all our teams. You guys know the drill here. We don't ever worry or think about the next game. We focus on this game. So I watched video of their game against Mississippi State, at Mississippi State when they lost in overtime. I watched video of their game against TCU when they won at TCU. I watched a bunch of clips of the game they won at Tulane. So, we always get our kids prepared to play the next game. And I thought our attention to detail, like their leading scorer was the little Benson kid, not allowing him a clean look at the three-point line. One of the things that really helped them tonight was they were able to make 19 out of 23 free throws. There for a while, after we got the lead up, it just a joke how many fouls were being called. Somewhere every possession there was 2 free throws. But I thought our defense discipline was good. We made a conscious effort to go to CNAC out of halftime to get him going. So I was happy for him that he got comfortable. Mercy is a really good scorer. I've said it many times. I've always thought Chase was the best shooter on this team, but he hadn't shown anybody that. Tonight you got a glimpse. But he's one of the things that I always got on LJ about is when you're a good shooter, all you need is a window. And it doesn't have to be a wide open window. It can be a tight one. He passed up 2 shots tonight. He should have shot because he had a chance to get them off. And he's got a really quick release. He doesn't dip it, bring it up, and release it. It's a catch and release. So, our defense was good for a long time. There at the end, they made a bunch of baskets, but attention to detail, discipline, all those areas was good.
Mercy, majority of your points came in the second half, but you came in the first half looking excited, looking ready, came in, hit that midi, and then you got a steal and a dunk. Can you talk about your excitement playing against your father, maybe any conversations that you had beforehand?
Yeah, I just felt like this was a very, a game that hit close to home for me. A lot of my family was here, my mom, my grandpa here, so just being able to see family, it definitely gives you another burst of energy, but I'm just trying to just keep building and just keep stacking good days. So, being able to do different things on the court, just trying to just improve every day. So that's what I was looking forward to doing. And talking to my dad, we didn't talk much about it before, but I told him a couple of things. We was trash talking a little bit, but we just kept it just cordial and about family. And then we got out here, we competed.
Joseph. Kelvin, excuse me, going back to your team, the minutes that you were able to spread around, especially in the second half with some guys that maybe don't necessarily get a lot. How does that help going in, knowing that I guess you have 2 more games before conference play begins?
Well, I was subbing like it was a 20-minute game the first half. I was probably subbing ourselves out of some momentum just to get guys in there. Second half, I let the first unit get extended minutes, and that's when the lead got going. And but they all did something good. JoJo was made some really good plays. CNAC got going. Kingston. We ran some sets that we haven't run yet just because I wanted to get them on film. And then when Chase and Mercy, Isaiah said, every time down the floor says it's going to make a coach happy. It's either going to be theirs or mine or me, every possession. Sometimes he reminds me of a circus elephant. He just gets off balance sometimes and just falls on people. He doesn't mean to. He just gets off balance sometimes. But you can tell kids like Sid, who started playing basketball when they were 15, 16 years old. A lot of times people make ignorant statements because they don't know any kind of background or put it in any kind of perspective. But Sid started playing when he's 15 years old. He's about 10 years behind just about every kid in college. And I think he's made remarkable progress. But the thing that we're working with him on now is playing with a lower center of gravity, just to help his balance. JoJo does that really well, but JoJo's been playing in America since he's 6, 7 years old. So, but I thought our second unit, it's all about attitude. Our guys don't sit over there and pout because they're not in, or nobody's asking why this or why that. Our kids don't care about that. That's the great thing about our family here, is that everybody understands their role because I've defined it for them. It's their job to play the role. There's not going to be any discussion or negotiation about it. Zero interest in people's opinion about it. It's just who we are. It's how we do things here. But when you have high-character kids, which is all we recruit, you can do it that way. As good a player as Mercy is, as good a player as Chase is, I'm telling you, they're better kids. They're just better human beings. That goes for every kid on this team.
Chase, can you talk about what your mentality has been this season tonight as well? You had a efficient night, but you also had 6 rebounds. Kind of what has been your mentality this year?
My mentality really just been focused on crashing the glass. I feel like I haven't been shooting as good as I can. I know I can, but I've been talking to Coach Kellen and Coach, and they've just been saying that when I get lost into my rebounding, that's when I'm gonna find my shot. And I feel like I've just been trying to focus on that and not making as many mistakes on defense. I feel like that's just carried me this far.
Chase, you had a sequence there in that second half where on both ends, on both corners, in a matter of a minute, you hit 2 corner triples. What can that do for you going forward and just finishing 3 of 4 from 3 overall?
Yeah, for sure. It's a boost of confidence just to see the ball finally go through the net on an efficient shooting night. And, it just tells me that, my hard work's paying off, and just keep the same mentality, keep focusing on rebounding, and everything will follow.
Kelvin, Mercy coming in and making an impact right away. How important
Same
is
as Isaiah last game. Didn't you ask me about Isaiah last game? Now you ask me about Mercy. There's going to be somebody else to next game.
Probably there'll be someone new next
I hope
game.
so. I kind of like this trend there, Big Chris. How's Isaiah? How's Mercy? Both those guys earned it. I think that's what's most important. Basketball is a game of missing a bunch of shots, having 2 or 3 minutes where you don't score a basket, having a couple of minutes where the other team can't miss, or the other team's – that's basketball. We've been the number 1 defensive team for a lot of years. Think how many games we played where the other team couldn't score. Think how many droughts they have against us. It's nothing new. It's never going to stop. You're not going to fix it. You're not going to stop it unless they do what they did tonight. We didn't change our offense. The reason why we don't score as many points some night is the reason we scored a lot of points tonight. Don't overcomplicate a simple game. A scoreboard keeps track of points. So our offense tonight was called open. And you know why it worked? Because the ball went in. If it hadn't, we might have scored 80. or 75. I mean, we could have scored 80 points tonight, and had we scored it, it would have been the reason why we scored 99. So let's don't overcomplicate this. You know, you guys getting this? You know, like, what's wrong with the offense? Don't ask that question. Nothing. What's wrong with the shooting? Right, Chase? Is that right, Mercy? Yeah. I mean, our offense doesn't change. We didn't run a different offense tonight and score more points. It's a game of mind over matter. But sometimes if you don't have a mind, it don't matter.
Coach, can you also talk about Ramon Walker's impact today?
Yeah, the one air ball he shot, I asked him, was he trying to be Kobe with that shot? I said, slow down, son, slow down. Ramon, I would say Ramon, Isaiah, Chase, and Mercy, those four guys are a luxury in some ways because all four of them are really good players. And all four of them have accepted their role of coming off the bench. Like, they're good offensive players. Every bit as good of offensive players as some of the starters. But don't overlook this thing, what Emmanuel did tonight. Most freshmen, when they have big nights, never follow it up with another good night. Hardly ever is that the case. Because they tried to do what they didn't do. They go look for it. When it happened the first time, it was just happened. Very organic. Then all of a sudden they have it, say, man, I'm going to go get another this or another that. And that's not the way it works. Emmanuel, shots came to him the other night. He took them. Tonight, they didn't come. And guess what he did? He passed it. He moved it, and somebody else made the shot in that possession. You know, if a guy is making shots and all of a sudden he starts passing, that means somebody else is probably going to make a shot. So it doesn't matter who's making the shots. You say, oh, this guy had 30. If he hadn't had 30, he would have struggled. That's not true. If he hadn't had 30, somebody else might have made the shot. You know, Emmanuel's has the ultimate green light. I'd say his green light is as close to fluorescent as it can be. Now, Mercy's is more Kelly.
Last question, we'll go to Joseph, please. Kelvin, you're the time of year where you'll have one game between now and next Saturday and then another one. So any difference in terms of how you'll prepare or with the team and workouts and practice and kind of
A lot of it is you know what's coming, right? Or we're getting ready to go into conference season, and every conference season is the same for me. And I mean that literally. I think our first conference game is on the road at Cincinnati. We have Arkansas next week, and then we come back from our little break and play Middle Tennessee State. So, you know, this week, guys finishing finals. You know, our kids always do a good job academically. So we'll finish up finals, do all our academic stuff this week, and then get ready for our next game. So not a whole lot changes over here at the Ponderosa.
Coach, Chase, Mercy, thank you for your time.
Appreciate it.
Happy holidays.
All right.